Have you ever found yourself thinking about someone over and over again? No matter how much you try to distract yourself, their presence lingers in your mind. It happens when you're busy, when you're resting, even in moments of deep reflection. But have you ever stopped to wonder, why? Could this be more than just a passing thought? In Islam, we know that nothing happens without a reason. Every thought that crosses your mind is not random. There is wisdom behind it, whether you see it now or later. Sometimes, when a person keeps appearing in your thoughts, it is a sign from Allah. Other times, it could be a test to see where your heart truly lies. So what does it mean when someone is constantly on your mind? Is it a message from Allah? Is it a sign of love, a lesson to learn, or a reminder of something greater? Could it be a path leading you to something beneficial, or is it a distraction pulling you away from what truly matters? Today, we will explore the deeper spiritual meaning behind this experience. Through the Quran and Hadith, we will uncover the truth about why certain people remain in our thoughts. Stay with me till the end, as this discussion may reveal something about your own life that you never realized before. The human heart is more than just a beating organ. It is the center of our emotions, our thoughts, and our spiritual connection to Allah. Every feeling you experience, every thought that lingers in your mind, is deeply connected to the state of your heart. In the Quran, Allah reminds us, "Verily, it is not the eyes that grow blind, but it is the hearts which are in the breasts that grow blind." Surah Al-Hajj 22:46. This verse teaches us that true understanding does not come from what we see with our eyes, but from what we perceive with our hearts. Sometimes, when you find yourself constantly thinking about someone, it is because your heart is engaged. But the real question is, why? Is it because you love this person? Is it concern for them? Or is it a warning from Allah? Our thoughts are never without purpose, and understanding them requires looking deeper into our hearts. The Prophet Muhammad emphasized the importance of the heart when he said, "There is a piece of flesh in the body. If it is sound, the whole body is sound. But if it is corrupt, the whole body is corrupt. Verily, it is the heart." Sahih al-Bukhari 52. This means that our thoughts, our actions, and even the way we see the world are shaped by the condition of our hearts. If your heart is filled with goodness, it will guide your thoughts towards righteousness. But if it is filled with confusion or distractions, your thoughts can mislead you. So when someone keeps entering your mind, take a moment to reflect. Is this person in your thoughts because Allah wants to teach you something? Is it a sign to reach out to them, to help them, or to pray for them? Or is it a reminder for you to seek clarity and purify your heart? When your heart continuously directs your thoughts towards someone, it is a moment for self-reflection. Turn to Allah, seek His guidance, and ask Him to show you the wisdom behind these thoughts. Because the heart, when guided by faith, never leads astray. When a person occupies your thoughts constantly, it's natural to wonder why. Is this a message from Allah? Is it a sign that this person is meant to be in your life? Or is it a trial to test your patience and self-control? Not every persistent thought is a divine sign. Sometimes it is a test. Allah tests His servants in different ways, including through the people who enter our lives. Some come as a blessing, while others serve as lessons or trials. Allah reminds us in the Quran, "And we test you with evil and with good as trial, and to us you will be returned." Surah Al-Anbiya 21:35. This means that both the good and the challenging experiences in our lives are part of Allah's plan to shape us, purify our hearts, and strengthen our faith. Sometimes, when you think about someone repeatedly, it is not because they are meant to be in your life, but because Allah is testing how you handle these thoughts. If these thoughts are affecting your focus on worship, pulling you away from remembrance of Allah, or causing unnecessary distress, they may be a distraction rather than a blessing. But if they inspire you to make dua for the person, seek goodness for them, or help them in some way, then perhaps it is a sign of guidance. To understand whether this is a sign from Allah or a test of patience, ask yourself, does thinking about this person bring me closer to Allah or further away? Does it bring peace to my heart, or does it create restlessness and anxiety? Does it motivate me toward righteousness, or does it lead me toward sin? If these thoughts encourage sincerity, kindness, and a deeper connection with Allah, they may carry wisdom and purpose. But if they create confusion, emotional distress, or attachment that distances you from your faith, then it may be a test that requires you to strengthen your heart and seek refuge in Allah. At times, the real challenge is not in the thought itself, but in how we respond to it. By turning to Allah for guidance, we can gain clarity and avoid being misled by desires or distractions. Always remember, Allah does not place anything in your path without purpose. Whether it is a sign or a test, the key is to seek understanding through faith, patience, and self-reflection. One of the most common reasons someone keeps entering your thoughts is love or emotional attachment. The heart naturally gravitates toward people we feel connected to, whether through shared experiences, admiration, or deep emotions. But does this mean that Allah is bringing you and this person together? Or is it simply a feeling that needs to be understood in light of Qad, Allah's divine decree? The Prophet Muhammad said, "Souls are like recruited soldiers. Those that recognize one another unite in harmony, and those that do not recognize one another are at odds." Sahih Muslim 2638. This hadith teaches us that some souls are naturally drawn to each other, forming bonds that go beyond physical presence. This connection may explain why certain people remain in your thoughts. However, Islam teaches us that love alone is not enough to determine destiny. What truly matters is whether Allah has written this person in your qadr. Allah's divine plan is always in motion, and if two people are meant to be together, it will happen in a way that aligns with righteousness. If Allah has willed for someone to be in your life, He will create the right circumstances for it to happen in a lawful and pure way. You will not have to chase or force it. It will unfold naturally according to His wisdom. However, if you find yourself thinking about someone who is not meant for you, perhaps someone who is distant, unavailable, or pulling you away from your faith, then this may be a sign that you need to let go. Sometimes persistent thoughts about a person are not meant to lead us to them, but rather to redirect our focus toward Allah's greater plan for us. Instead of clinging to what you desire, trust in the decree of Allah. If this person is truly meant to be part of your life, Allah will unite you in a way that is best for your dunya and akhirah. And if they are not meant for you, then no matter how much you think about them, they will not be a part of your story. The key is to surrender to Allah's wisdom and seek contentment in what He has planned for you. Not every person who lingers in your thoughts is meant to be in your life. Sometimes, repeatedly thinking about someone is not a sign of love or destiny, but a warning from Allah. It may be a sign that this attachment is not beneficial for you, that it may lead you away from righteousness, or that it is something you need to let go of before it harms your heart. The Prophet Muhammad gave us a powerful reminder. A person will be with those whom he loves. Sahih al-Bukhari 3688. This means that the people we attach our hearts to, whether in love, friendship, or admiration, can influence our journey in this life and even our destination in the hereafter. If someone is occupying your thoughts, ask yourself, is this person leading me toward Allah or away from Him? Allah warns us in the Quran, and do not follow desire, for it will lead you astray from the way of Allah. Surah Sad 38. This verse is a powerful reminder that not every desire is good for us. If thinking about someone is causing emotional distress, distracting you from your faith, or leading you towards sin, then it is not from Allah. It may be a test, or even whispers from Shaitan trying to weaken your heart. Shaitan uses attachments as a tool to mislead believers. He places thoughts in our minds, making us believe that we cannot live without a certain person, that we must chase them, or that our happiness depends on them. But in reality, true peace comes from trusting Allah and detaching from anything that pulls us away from Him. If you find yourself trapped in thoughts that bring more pain than peace, the solution is to seek refuge in Allah. Increase your prayers, fill your heart with dhikr, and remind yourself that no one in this world is worth losing your connection with Allah. The more you strengthen your bond with Him, the more He will remove unnecessary attachments from your heart and replace them with something far better. Remember, what is truly meant for you will never require you to compromise your faith. If thinking about someone is not leading you to righteousness, then it is a sign to let go and redirect your heart toward the one who created it. When someone constantly appears in your thoughts, it is important to handle it wisely. Rather than letting emotions take control, turn to Allah for guidance. Here are practical steps you should take when you find yourself repeatedly thinking about someone. 1. Make dua. Ask Allah for guidance. The first step is to seek help from the one who knows what is best for you. If these thoughts are meant to lead you to something good, Allah will guide you. If they are a distraction, He will help you overcome them. The Prophet Muhammad taught us a powerful supplication. O turner of the hearts, keep my heart firm upon your religion. Tirmidhi 20:40. This dua reminds us that hearts can change, and only Allah has control over them. If thinking about someone is causing confusion or emotional distress, ask Allah to purify your heart and direct your thoughts toward what benefits you in this life and the hereafter. 2. Seek istikhara, the prayer of guidance. If you are unsure whether this person is meant to be in your life, perform Salat al-Istikhara. This special prayer asks Allah to guide you toward what is best and protect you from what is harmful. The beauty of istikhara is that it brings clarity. If something is good for you, Allah will make a way for it. If it is not, He will remove it from your heart and replace it with something better. 3. Guard your heart. Avoid unnecessary attachments. The more we allow unnecessary emotions to settle in our hearts, the harder it becomes to detach. Islam teaches us to love in moderation and to keep our hearts focused on Allah. If thinking about someone is making you feel dependent on them, remind yourself that no one deserves your complete attachment except Allah. The Prophet advised, tie your camel and trust in Allah. Tirmidhi 5:15. This means that while we take action, we must ultimately place our trust in Allah. Guard your heart by ensuring that your emotions are in line with your faith and not driven by worldly desires. 4. Redirect your thoughts. Engage in beneficial activities. A wandering mind can often lead to overthinking. To prevent this, engage yourself in activities that bring you closer to Allah. Recite the Quran, immerse yourself in dhikr, remembrance of Allah, and focus on personal growth. Surround yourself with good company and avoid situations that fuel unnecessary emotional attachments. 5. Accept Allah's will. Trust His plan. At the end of the day, if something is meant for you, it will come to you in a halal and righteous way. If it is not written for you, no amount of thinking or wishing will change Allah's decree. Trust in His wisdom, knowing that He will always provide what is best, even if you do not understand it at the moment. Allah's plan is always greater than our desires. If this person is meant to be in your life, Allah will unite you in a way that brings peace and blessings. And if not, then have faith that He has prepared something far better for you. Final reminder: keep your heart attached to Allah, not to creation. Because when your heart is with Allah, He will fill it with tranquility, clarity, and the best of what is destined for you. When someone keeps entering your thoughts, always remember that nothing in this world happens without a purpose. It could be a sign to reflect, a test of your patience, a blessing in disguise, or even a warning to protect you from harm. The key is to seek understanding through Allah, rather than allowing emotions to control your heart. No matter the reason behind these thoughts, the best thing you can do is turn to Allah. If this person is meant to be in your life, Allah will make a way for it to happen in a halal and righteous manner. If they are not meant for you, then no amount of thinking or longing will change what Allah has decreed. Trust that His plan is far greater than your desires. Allah assures us in the Quran, and whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. Surah At-Talaq 65:3. This verse is a powerful reminder that when we place our full trust in Allah, He takes care of everything. There is no need to overthink, worry, or feel anxious. If something is truly meant for you, it will come to you effortlessly, and if it is not, then Allah is protecting you from something that is not good for your soul. So instead of holding on to uncertainty, submit to Allah's wisdom. Let go of what burdens your heart, and embrace the peace that comes from relying on Him completely. What Allah has written for you will never miss you, and what is not meant for you will never reach you. May Allah guide our hearts, grant us clarity, and bless us with what is best for us in this life and the hereafter. Ameen.